So this brings us into the Hellenistic period. So this period starts with the death of Alexander the Great, because when Alexander the Great dies in 323, he leaves this massive empire that goes as far as Afghanistan, borders on India, covers Egypt, parts of North Africa. It's just a massive area that suddenly the Greeks find themselves in charge of. But that's the problem, is they're really not. And this period will stretch to 31 BCE, or the death of Cleopatra, when you have Octavian, who will become Emperor Augustus for the Romans, Mark Antony both fighting, and Cleopatra takes Mark Antony's side, which is unfortunate because he loses. So, after Alexander's death, the Greek kings will divide up their far-reaching empire. And rather than creating a solid empire, what we would expect, something that would look like the Romans or the Mongols or various Chinese dynasties, etc., what actually happens is his various generals just break up the territory amongst themselves. And these kingdoms, incidentally, are constantly going to war with each other. There is no central emperor. There is no central government. In fact, Athens and the Hellenic Peninsula, sort of the Greek mainland, becomes really a backwater at this point. Everything is happening to the east, especially in Turkey and the Near East, in this area. So, what brings them together? How can we call this an empire? Well, first of all, we have culture in the form of everything, diet, ideas, etc. And those ideas spread rapidly across what had been the Persian world, drawing the Greeks together, much like McDonald's or 24-hour news cycle or whatever else may draw us together. Second, language. All of a sudden, Greek is the language you must learn, because all of the people in power in all of the towns that the Greeks have taken over are going to start speaking Greek, not because they're forced to, but because that is the language of power all of a sudden. So the Greek language spreads, and if you speak Greek, you are Greek, and therefore you come under this empire that, as we've said, isn't really an empire. Finally, religion. The ideas of Greek religion spread rapidly, and they draw in the ideas that the Persians had. They don't replace them. They don't force the Persians to convert. So it's a very loose sort of conglomeration based on culture, language, and religion that will come together and give us what we know as the Hellenistic period.